Hello, and welcome to Coping with Donald. I'm Phil. It is August 28th, and yeah, we're having a hard time coping. Happy Labor Day, by the way, this weekend. It's one of my favorite holidays because it actually sort of honors everybody. Okay, I figured we'd start with a laugh. Because we need one. Judge Jeannie Pirro, who is now the Washington, D.C. federal prosecutor, is a very abrasive woman. And, of course, a big Donald Trump fan. That's why he put her there. She recently got involved with an issue, being the prosecutor. There was a man who was arguing with National Guard soldiers, and the man got very upset and had a Subway sandwich, and he threw it at them. Hit one man in the shoulder. The sandwich bent. I think the man was okay. They chased him down. They detained him. And Judge Pirro said she was going to throw the book at him, but she failed to get an indictment. One judge once famously said that any really good prosecutor should be able to get an indictment on a ham sandwich. Well, there was a sandwich involved, but Judge Pirro did not, despite her desire, get the indictment. A woman named Nancy Dreyer wrote on Blue Sky and called, former Judge Jeannie Pirro, Judge Box of Wine. And anyone who's ever seen Judge Jeannie or Prosecutor Jeannie on TV can understand why. I thought that was great. Hats off to Nancy Dreyer on Blue Sky. Okay, really quickly, all of the problems. Well, as Donald appears to be dying, he seems to be realizing his time is short, and instead of trying to get to heaven, as he put it, he is trying to get as many bad things through as possible before he gets called home by the devil. He'll say anything. The man will say anything. He's now saying he stopped 7 wars. I would like him to name the combatants in said wars, without prompters, without flashcards. This is so wonderful. Tell me the 7 wars you stopped and who was involved. I don't think he could pronounce the names anyway, even if there were 14 combatants. He also said that he saved 2 billion farms. That's 6 farms for every person in the United States he saved. And of course, my favorite, drugs being down 1,500%. 1,500%. And as he put it, I reduced the prices, sometimes up to 1,500%. Many people were saying this isn't possible. Many people were saying this isn't possible. You can go back to the first administration, George Washington securing the airports. This man's not paying. He's not playing 3D chess, as the Republicans would like you to believe. What a depressing time in this insane country. Okay. For people on Medicare, I would like to remind you that this is the time of year where people run tons of ads and call you up all over the place on the phone trying to get you to change your Plan C, your supplemental plan. They want you to change it, of course, to their company. A lot of them are not quite so upfront. I get all these YouTube commercials because it's the time of year to change your Medicare program. I don't want to change my Part C. And they say things like, hey, you get a food allowance from the government It could be up to $7,000. And it goes away in a couple of days, so you better do it right now. I don't think it's, this is my guess, just because I have, as Trump would say, a big brain. I don't think that these food allowances are from the government. I think they're from the supplemental companies themselves because they want you to switch over to their plan. And then they'll give you a supplemental card. Usually when you leave a plan, you can't go back to it, especially off of some of these Part C plans that have 0 deductibles, okay? You're not allowed to ever go back, supposedly, to your to any other plan. So don't let them talk you into something. I know how easy it is. I got a phone call today from a woman, and she said, oh, my card's not up to date, meaning my Medicare card, which they don't have an up-to-date thing. The Medicare card says when Medicare started for you. It doesn't have anything about when it expires, okay? Or you need a new card for this year. I told her very nicely, I don't really trust this phone call, especially when she started wanting to confirm my information. I was like, no thank you. It's okay. There's these things all over the place. Just assume that if you're getting a call about Medicaid, it's a private company wanting to do better for themselves, trying to get you to take your Part C with them. That's it, okay? All right. Vladimir Putin. I honestly think that Russia is in big trouble. And part of the reason why they seem to want to push plan through for Putin, I mean, they should be pushing a plan through where Putin just leaves completely, unless Ukraine stay the way it is and even join NATO. Because Putin is running dangerously low, supposedly, on things like gasoline, refined fuel, weapons, and things like that. Russia's suffered incredible losses in this war. It's weird to think that just a couple of years ago, Putin was touting these missiles that would fly across the world in 3 seconds and blow up Cincinnati or something. And it just doesn't exist. I'm sure he still has all those nuclear weapons. But if he had these other super duper speed weapons, he would have used them more. Either they've been destroyed or they're ineffective. Relatively ineffective. Unfortunately, Kyiv getting attacked. And you know, Putin just attacked an American company's manufacturing plant in Ukraine. Okay? All right? America first? Sure. Now we have National Guard troops all over Washington, D.C. Thanks to God that they're not taking themselves seriously enough. Besides chasing down sandwich throwers, you know, there's no violence going on or anything like that to speak of. Some American vets, you know, the type, I mean, the ones with the big long beards and the big tummies and the, you know, the accents. They've gone to Washington to try to talk the National Guard down. You don't have to do certain things in the National Guard, apparently. These vets are trying to let them know that, what their responsibilities are, and that to think twice before, say, shooting someone. And the National Guard, I don't think this has an effect, but they're kind of moving away from the city centers, and they're doing things like, I hate to say it, but picking up trash and landscaping. So it appears that they are the big paper tiger, and hopefully they can accept it and still have some pride in what they're doing. Because I don't blame them at all. They're being ordered to do something, they have to follow the order. But there is a morality that ICE doesn't seem to have, but I think they do. And that's basically it for today. I mean, there's so many other things, but most of them are just depressing. Like I said, Trump keeps the keeps doubling down on things. Like now, he wants to complain to NBC because they didn't fire Seth Meyer like CBS is firing Stephen Colbert, which not even sure will happen. All right? Like I said, Trump's timer is ticking. So is mine, for that matter. But Trump is not healthy. And I think a year from now, when Colbert has to go off the air because CBS promised Trump, they might just say, well, we decided not to. You know, I don't understand why people are thinking that Trump taking positions in companies that he then can change policy around to help, and getting involved in decisions such as who to hire to be a late night host. I think people are going to just wait him out. I think they saw what CBS did, and he still hates CBS anyway. And I think they're drawing the line because they see problems. You know, we're going to have a jobs report coming out soon, and it's going to be next Friday, actually, a week from tomorrow. Who knows if the numbers will be real? Or they'll be Trump numbers, you know. Everything's great. Gas is under $2 a gallon. Why wouldn't he have them lie on a report and then make it look official because it's on a report? Everything he says is a lie. By leaps and bounds, it's a lie. And it's also frightening that everybody stands behind who stands behind. Maybe they're waiting for him to die. I hope they're not as awful as they've been. I hope they're not as awful people as they seem to be. You know, I guess there's always hope. Everybody have a good weekend, a great Labor Day. You earned it. People who are still working, you've earned it. Take care.